let me talk about red flags. So even better than quitting a bad situation is before you take a job or start working with a client is to try to figure out if you're getting into an asshole-rich situation. Now, you can do something like Glassdoor, not very useful. It might tell you overall about the company, probably not about your boss, unless you're going to be working for the CEO. One thing that's really useful, sometimes gets dissed, but we have more and more evidence, gossip. If you can find, is that me or you? Oh, sorry. So if you can find people who've worked in the same situation, that's very useful. One of the best things is to actually do a little project with them before. And so the little story here, so this was 8 years ago. I think I have this right. My colleague Huggy Rao and Huggy and I still work together. We did a book on scaling up excellence. It was around that time. And we were considering having a long-term consulting relationship with a client at, let's just say, a famous US firm. And we flew to Boston and spent the day in the conference room with them. So it was about 8 people. And we had a classic alpha male, all transmission, no reception kind of dude. He just talked, he talked. We were just dying. Anyway, went on and on and on. So finally, it's 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and unfortunately, I was sitting next to him. And he looks at me, as it says here, he was quiet for 15 minutes, and he said, "It looks like I'm listening, I'm just reloading." So he was just, and then we get on the plane, and Huggy says to me, that guy was a classic hippo. So what do you mean by a hippo? And he stole this, by the way, from Frank Flynn, who teaches the Stanford Business School. One is highest paid person in the room, maybe you've heard this. And the other thing about hippos, and I love this picture of this hippo, is they got these tiny little ears and giant mouths. So this guy was a real hippo, and so we elected not to engage in a long-term consulting relationship with them.